Still extreme cold for the northeast, so fire risk for the Eastern Rockies, and possibly some freezing rain tomorrow for the upper Midwest. Good morning, I'm meteorologist Pew. It's February 8th, 2026. So for the northeast, you guys already know because yesterday and the day before, it's already been really cold. But you guys have an elongated trough that's passing through, and whenever you have a trough that's like this that's passing through, you have a high pressure that's in the back. And so with this high pressure and that clockwise flow and air going away from the high pressure, it's bringing more of that cold air from the north. And so again, today and tomorrow, we're going to see sub-zero temperatures and wind chills around like -10 to -20 again. Now it's not going to be as windy as what we saw yesterday, but we'll still see a little bit some breezy conditions around like 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now on the flip side, we have an upper level high pressure that's causing this ridge throughout the central part and the southern part of the US, and that's bringing a lot of southerly flow, bringing in a lot of more warm moist air into these areas. But also with this ridge, it's causing a lot more westerly flow from the Rockies, bringing down that downslope warming effect, which is why the Eastern Rockies are having a lot more warmer air than usual. Now similar to yesterday, with that downslope warming effect, we are still having a fire risk for places like Wyoming, Colorado, and Nebraska today. We're going to see relative humidities drop below 20%. We also have a low pressure that's developing somewhere around the Saskatchewan, Alberta area. And with low pressures being counterclockwise flow, it further enhances that westerly flow of winds going down from the mountains, both increasing the temperature and drying the air. But we're also going to see enhanced wind speeds, maybe about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Now I should say that's going to be pretty consistent tomorrow because we're going to have, again, an elevated fire risk in the same area, but again, a critical fire risk, or 2 out of 3, from the New Mexico to Texas Panhandle area. Now looking back at 500 millibars, we do have a cutoff low somewhere around the southwest, and that looks like it would bring a lot more warm moist air into this area, but it's actually only going to places like southern Texas. We currently have a shortwave trough in the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to travel eastward, but also by tomorrow it's going to kind of strengthen and become a little bit more elongated. But with the shortwave trough coming in and strengthening, even at the surface, we are going to have a surface low pressure that's both also going to strengthen as well by tomorrow. Models are indicating that we are going to have an embedded shortwave trough around the eastern Colorado area, and so at the surface we'll have a low pressure, and that's going to further enhance that westerly flow, enhancing that fire risk that we're going to see in this area. And so with this low pressure that's developing in the northern part, we're going to have risks for freezing rain for places like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and northern Michigan tomorrow. And this most likely will happen around like 2 p.m. Central Time and last throughout the evening, starting in Minnesota. So a couple things to produce this freezing rain. One, with that shortwave trough coming in, we're going to have vorticity or spin that's going to help with the lift, but we're also going to have a lot of remnants of moisture from the Pacific Northwest that's going to travel here too. And at the surface, paired with this low pressure, we're going to have a cold front that's going to pass through, and that's also going to help with lift. Now at the surface, we're still going to have some freezing temperatures, but if we go a little bit above at the low levels at 850 millibars, we're going to have some warm air advection. Basically with this low pressure and its counterclockwise flow, it's going to be bringing in from the south a little bit of more warmer air, but specifically a little bit above freezing. So essentially what's happening aloft, we're going to have precipitation starting as snow, melt in the low levels as rain, be super cooled, and then once it touches the freezing surfaces, turn into ice.